Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Kira and today I just wanted to share like a crazy God thing. So back in May or June, I was writing in my journal of just like things that were on my mind, and like one of the things that came to mind for me as I was like, Lord, like I'm just being completely honest with you here and just being like, Lord, like I would love to have a house someday. We live in Los Angeles, so uh you know, it's a crazy expensive market, and I just told the Lord, I was like, Lord, like I know that I'm called to ministry, and like my husband's working in ministry as well, and so I was like, it doesn't seem like it's, the best job choices in order to have, the ability to buy a house someday. But I was like, Lord, like, I'm steadfast in what you've called me to. Like, this is just, I am where I'm supposed to be, and I know you've called me here. And you've also called us to Los Angeles, and at least for right now. And so, I was like holding those two things in tension. I was like, I'm gonna surrender my, desire to like be in a home, and just like enjoy like the apartment you've given us and be grateful for that. But like that's a desire in my heart. And one of the things I specifically said was like, Lord, like I would just love to have like a backyard and lemon trees and lime trees, and like I don't know why that's such a big thing for me, but it just is. So anyway, wrote that in like May or June. And I felt like the Lord had said like, oh, like by the end of the year, like you'll be in a house. And I was like, I just honestly felt like it was something that I had made up completely in my head, because I was like, there's no actual way that's gonna happen. And so I was like, I kind of like remembered it, and it was just like, whatever. So going through our lives as they are, and our apartment lease ends at the end of November, and we weren't really looking to move, honestly. We really enjoy where we live now. It's like ideal in almost every way, but I had been talking to a friend, and she's like, would you want to move? And I was like, like there's no reason that like we're really pressing to move, but like if the right thing came up, I guess we would like look at it. So I told her this, and like a couple weeks later, she connected me with just a really amazing couple who was just looking to rent out their home. And it was just like, I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, we'll go look. And I was like, well, that's going to be very expensive, because LA is just crazy expensive. And they told me the price, and I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, seriously? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's actually like affordable. And I was like, okay. So we went to see their house, and I literally almost cried when I went in their backyard, because lo and behold, there are lemon and lime trees in their backyard, which is like such a small detail. But in that, I was just like, wow. I was like, that is like seriously the kindness of God that that would happen. And so finishing up the story, wrapping it up, we ended up praying about it and just like feeling at peace to go either way, of like we could stay where we are now or we could move. Like it wasn't one of those decisions that we were making where like we really felt like the Lord was like, this is where I want you to go. But like after all all the things that like I had just prayed, and after like having that I guess like feeling from the Lord of like, you're gonna be at home, we decided to move. So we are moving, and by the time you see this video, we won't have left here yet, but we'll be really close to moving out. And it honestly is just like one of those things where it's like, that's the Lord. And like I just remember feeling a sense of overwhelming like kindness from God, of just like, did he have to do this? Absolutely not. Like, and I think that's the biggest thing I want to emphasize is like, God's not a genie that we just say, hey, here's what I want, give it to me, Lord. Like this was me honestly surrendering before the Lord of like, this is my desire, but I understand like based off of like circumstances in this world, like that may not happen. And that's okay, because I give that over to you. And I wasn't expecting a certain outcome, but here we are. And like, that is the grace of God. And so I just share that not as like oh, this is like what I'm, what I get to do. Like, I get to rent this home. It's like, no, like, this is something that like I prayed about a while ago and just kind of was like, God, it's a dream I have, but I'm laying it at your feet because it doesn't look doable with what you've called us to do and where you've called us to do it. And just like laying it at his feet. And so I'm not saying when you lay it at his feet, like, he's just gonna make it happen. I'm just sharing this as something of like, I see this as the kindness of God in full and complete action of like, this was not what I expected. It's not, something that I was like, it needs to happen. Like, I was totally content right here and staying, but it worked out. And so I share this with a very like humble heart, and not coming at it like this is like, what I get to do. It's like, no, this is like something that like the Lord in his kindness has done. And it's just so crazy. And so I think like it's taught me a lot about, just having that secret place with the Lord. For me, it's like my mornings with God of like, God, I will share whatever's on my heart. And there's actually like 95% of that time I don't ever share with anyone, because it's just me and the Lord. And I share like all the desires I have, all the fears I have, like all the worries, doubts, unmet expectations, you name it, with him, where I'm just like, Lord, this is how I'm feeling. But this is one of those moments where it's like, I was just like, Lord, like, it doesn't look realistic. And so I surrender it to you of like, if this could happen someday, awesome. But fully not expecting it to. And like, God was good beforehand and he's good now. And his goodness is not dependent on what he gives me. It's just the nature of who he is. And so before I ramble too much, that's like what I wanted to share today. And just like, a crazy God thing that I hope encourages you of like, God hears the tiny things and he is so intentional, and like even down to like the lemon and the lime trees. I'm like, just such a tiny thing. And the fact that like where we're moving to has that, I was like, God, like, thank you. Like, you didn't have to do that, but you did. And like, I so appreciate that. So yeah, just sharing that, wow, the Lord is so kind in such unexpected ways. And we can't ever put him in a box. Like, if you had told me 6 months ago we were doing this, I would have been like, there is no way. And here we are. And like, how good is God? So that's what I wanted to share today. If you have any prayer requests, please feel free to share them down below, or you can DM me. I would absolutely love to pray for you. And then if you are a girl and are interested in checking out the I almost did this video without messing up. If you are interested in checking out the ministry that my best friend and I started together called Flourish Sistahood, it's a place that is a community of girls that just encourages each other towards Jesus, and we just want you to flourish in every area of life as God intends for you. So if you're interested, I'll have that link down below. You can check it out. But I love you. I hope today is going absolutely amazing for you and that you have a wonderful week. I love you so much.